Welcome back to Smoke and Mirrors. This is episode 108. This is Rob. We have scoured the internets and everything else that we could find, carrier pigeon, to bring you the latest in movie news for this week. But first, how we living there, fellas?
Yeah, good. I was at a nice little fucking outing Sunday there. Went for fucking yum cha for the first time in what feels like fucking years, man.
Mm,
Fucking
mm,
hell. I just had some of the freshest fucking prawn dumplings there, and it was excellent.
the
But
dumps.
but they had those ones as well where it's like a rectangle, but it's got
Mm,
the sesame seeds on the top, where it's more like a puff pastry with the prawns on the inside though.
mm.
Mm,
Fuck, it was
Fried,
hitting.
the fried dumpling.
Yeah,
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 those is excellent as well.
very, very good.
yeah.
I was
It's
uh
good.
I was just realized today that we've got like 7 weeks until Christmas.
That
Yeah.
is correct.
Year is moving quicker than
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to move, but it
the
is
silly
moving.
season is upon us, my
Yeah,
friend.
that's it. Just got out of the spooky season into the silly.
Yeah, it's like spooky season, and then okay, we were a little too spooky to, give thanks, and then it's Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas, and then the movies, then it's finished.
And then
Then
Yeah.
it's
Black
Avatar
Friday.
time, my friend.
It's the
That's what time it
constant
is.
it's the constant Bronson change. So you go for the smile, and then spooky season is the serious, and then back into the fucking smile.
Yeah,
how,
that's
y-
exactly how it is all
how
year
you living
long.
there, Man Mountain?
I'm all right. I'm good, chilling. Fell asleep on the couch last night. Fell asleep on the couch this afternoon. I was fucking tired.
Is it that couch life? Is
Got a nice little groove going.
it? Very good.
Anyway, let's start off with our first piece of news. So, Warner Discovery has had their Q3 earnings call, and Zaslav he said some kind of interesting stuff there on his little call with his investors there. So first up, he's come through and he said that they do that James Gunn and what's his name,
Saffron, Peter Saffron.
Saffron, Peter
Always said
Saffron.
Pete Sampras.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me as well. Like in my mind, it's saying Sampras.
I was always
But
just
yeah, they're
remember
coming through,
Saffron
and
Burrows.
yeah, that's true actually. Saffron Brothers was a piece of ass back in
Back in the day, yeah. But you flew C.
the day. Take your clothes off, fight the sharks. Anyway, so supposedly they do have a blueprint that they've set out for the whole DCU. I want to say now,
Mhm.
and it's a powerful vision supposedly set up by James Gunn and Peter Safran. The other part of that call, this first part of the call, was they're up $95 million on their streaming service. They said that they do want to expand that streaming service, and it's not just like adding new stuff to it. He said that that's not the goal. The goal is to actually go international with this bitch.
Hmm.
So I'm sort of looking forward to that. I'm hoping that
Hmm.
hopefully next year they actually launch HBO Max here in Oz.
Mhm.
That'd be fucking sick if they do.
Yeah, and then they just shut down binge for good. Got no
Well,
business in this fucking streaming wars.
how, what was
They are
it?
the Poland of streaming wars. Goddamn.
Jesus.
how long do you reckon that contract would have been that they would have signed with fucking Foxtel for Binge or whoever the fuck runs that? Because
They
hopefully by the time that finishes, they can just be like, "Yep, fuck you right off."
well, they signed for like a 5 initially, but these last couple of years has only been like 2 or 3
Yeah,
Mm.
that they'll license their stuff out for.
but in theory, the license still goes on.
Hmm.
So Foxtel still has rights to the HBO Max or HBO's content, but HBO will just have their own streaming service. It'll just be
True.
them and Foxtel that has the rights, and everyone, I believe, should go from Foxtel to HBO Max.
100%.
Great, great little service.
Uh,
Just be the upgrade.
yeah.
Massive upgrade. All right. So the second part of this is he was talking about franchises, right? And he was like, we haven't had a Superman film in 13 years. We haven't done a Harry Potter film in 15 years. He was like, DC and these Harry Potter films are what sort of put Warner Brothers on the map.
Back
You know
on.
what I mean? I don't believe that, but still.
No.
Um, he said in the last 25 years that's what their focus is, and now that's going to be their focus going forward, right? He said like the biggest advantages that they had was sort of leveraging Game of Thrones so they could get a House of the Dragon, you know what I mean, and then leveraging Sex in the City so that they can get that new show. He said that like we have rings that we can leverage because we're still allowed to make movies of the Lord of the Rings franchise, which is crazy to me. Like
Yeah.
they can still do that. What's his face? So they're sort of looking to J.K. Rowling and obviously leaning heavily on Gunn and Safran for their DC side of it. But it looks like they want to be the franchise people again.
Wild.
Yeah, very well.
I um I hope they do.
Hmm.
Like only more for the Superman stuff. That's all I want. I just want the Superman sequel. Harry Potter, I think, should just die. Like
Mm.
they're not even like trying to invest in another Fantastic Beast after how terribly the last one did.
I think that was the big thing to take away though is that they weren't talking about Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
It was straight up Harry Potter. So I
Mm.
think they, in theory, they've made a movie, they've made a film within the Harry Potter universe. Yes, that doesn't deal with Harry Potter at all.
Yeah.
If they were to make a film within that universe where Harry isn't the main star, maybe Harry's a teacher or something, or he's like the new Dumbledore or something like this is later in his life, and
Mm.
there's another kid that's come along, and like the game is going to be essentially
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that could work.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of stuff they can tap
Mm.
like from when it comes to that Harry Potter universe. Like they could always make a show about um them chasing down like magical fucking serial killers and shit like that. I understand they won't go that darker path, but like Bellatrix Lestrange was known as a serial killer as well as like a death dealer.
Mm.
So you could have someone from the Ministry of Magic and have their life. Have yourself a magical seven if you wanted to. You know what I mean?
That's a really good idea to have like something from that side of the world, from the Ministry of Magic, because they're essentially the FBI of the magic world.
Mm.
They go out and investigate and all that sort of stuff. You see a little piece of that in Fantastic Beasts because that's what they're kind of doing over there. That chick that's in there looks like Elliot from what's his face from ET. What's her name? The one from Prometheus 2.
I know the one you're talking about as well. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Like
You know,
Catherine Marshall or some shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like that's what her sort of job was over there.
Waterston. Catherine Waterston.
Catherine
Yeah,
Waterston. Yeah.
yeah. I was closer this time.
Yeah.
I honestly think Zaslav is chasing Cursed Child.
Yeah.
That's the property that he wants. 15 years, like they can make it work in terms of the older Harry and Ginny and Ron and
Oh, yeah.
the rest of them. And you'd believe that their kids would be a bit older. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True. Yeah, definitely. I'm just hoping they don't go like the standard beaten path. I want them to make something else because after 7 fucking movies, you kind of just want something else, man.
Not really. People want Harry Potter. They don't want anything else.
Damn
That's
it!
why it has to be Harry Potter.
Make your mind up,
want Harry
people.
Potter.
Yeah.
Else because there's more to that universe and it should be more adult. Like the last Harry Potter movie was quite
Mm.
adult. Like
Yeah.
continue on that shit. Don't take me back to like the cutesy bootsy fuckery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I feel like those movies took a turn after 3 though, after Prisoner of Azkaban. Like they did start like pushing more into that dark side, so
As soon as Batman died, it was over in that. They was coming for blood.
But yeah, I'm excited for that streaming service as well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's dropping what mid next year.
Yeah.
Mate,
Yeah.
I want
Probably
it.
towards the end of that quarter.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So then they
Yeah.
can for very first quarter, they'd be up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, we're up like 150 million because we've got so many subscribers now from so many places around the world.
That's right. And that catalog, like if they drop this in time for like something big next year.
If they drop it in time for, say, a Black Adam or something like that releasing and all that sort of stuff, like they do some big business.
Hmm.
Wish they dropped it in time for Last of Us, because then we'd be able to watch it in 4K. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I told you, that's what people steal.
All right, continuing on the Zaslav butchery and savagery.
He is a butcher, actually.
Sometimes you have to be.
Yeah.
Like you're just like carrying that little torch for like that small little mediocre piece of your audience that really doesn't tune in all the time and will like zap in and out with their subscriptions.
So we shouldn't cater for minorities then.
No, like what's his face? Like that group of people that uh like will pay for it, watch their show, and then just back out and not pay for that subscription until something else comes out.
They're not the people that we target, my friend. We want the people that's going to subscribe and forget that they even subscribe to this.
Yeah.
Much like me. You know how I think I paid for HBO Max Nordic or whatever it is.
Mm.
Was it before HBO something?
It was like HBO Plus or some shit like that.
Yeah, I know the one that you're
Yeah.
talking about. That you're
HBO Now.
HBO Now.
You know, I paid for HBO Now for damn near a year just so I could watch HBO shows, stream them.
So Zaslav, he said, I don't want $500 million in savings. I want $550 million. So we're going to need to make some more cuts. And the most like I can gain from a single cut is Westworld.
Mm.
To which I like, my brain just went, fuck! Because Westworld still has another chapter to kind of finish off before it completes its cycle.
It was supposed to finish next year.
Yeah.
Right. Westworld is officially cancelled. With that, the cast has confirmed we all renegotiated our deals last year after season 4. And guess what? We got a pay or play deal, baby.
My bad.
And because it's renegotiated, it's at a higher rate. So a lot of these cats was getting like $10 to $15 million in pocket for nothing.
You know, Ed Harris probably still shot like his own version of it as well.
Man in Black made it into the
Yeah, I used this money to shoot my version. He would too.
What do you call it?
You go.
Oh no, you go. I'll finish it off for you.
Damn.
Pause.
Hey, yo. Yeah, with that, the last season of Westworld was supposed to be the last game. Like these hosts trying to gain sentience again because Dolores built another maze in that other, I want to say the Veil, the AI world. So we were gonna sort of go through that.
Yep.
Sucks that we won't be able to sort of finish it off. Jonathan Nolan has said we're still campaigning and like working with the studio to see what we can do. So this might not be off the table.
Maybe a little movie there. They've already paid the stars.
Mate, if they had a movie that just wrapped it up, they're like a nice little 3-hour little mini series there.
That's it.
I'd be happy with that. Give me some closure, HBO.
Yeah.
Fucking Earth, actually. I know nothing about Westworld, but I'm just saying fucking Earth to be a part of this.
I appreciate your solidarity. That's how it works, doesn't it?
Ally.
You just say it. Like a top ally. Give you the top fan badge.
Pause.
Hey, that's the thing on Facebook. You know, top
know.
fan badges. I got just from liking these motherfucking shit.
Turn them off. I was don't ever say that on the top.
Just call me like the #1 stunner or something. But no, I was gonna say if they were to bookend this, like do like a 3-episode something, it'd be fucking excellent. Because after I saw they were talking about reneging if they could, it'd be fucking perfect. Like, hey, we're not gonna do another like 10-12 episode. We're just gonna finish this off in 4, easy.
That'll be balling.
Yeah,
That's all I need. The limited event series.
yeah. Like one of my biggest ideas, right? Remember when the Defenders came out on fucking Netflix, and they had done like seasons of Daredevil and Luke Cage and all that shit? I was like, they should just do like a series for all the separate stars, but then for Defenders, they just do like a 2-hour movie, sorted.
Yeah.
I don't need 10 episodes for that. Just give me the Calamity and how they're gonna fucking solve it, because we already know these characters are established.
They should run their serials like those annual comics.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. The new 52.
25-pager at the end of the year.
Quick and lean, and that's all you need.
And it's all just like, it's out straight away.
Yeah, it's
You know
all
what I mean?
snout.
Yeah.
There's no filler.
Fuck yeah. Fucking, does any of us have Westworld? Like the first 4 seasons? The first 3?
I got the first 3.
Sick. Okay. That was my need to get in there.
Coming out now.
Yeah, 4 only come out in December.
Alright. Okay. That was mine.
Motherfucker.
KK. Alright. But moving on from that, unfortunately not sticking with the old WBD there, but we got our first look at George and Tammy, which is the story about George Jones and Tammy Wynette and them creating some of the greatest country songs throughout their time, but bit of a tumultuous relationship there that they had. Fucking, so we got Michael Shannon as George Jones and then Jessica Chastain as Tammy. And I was doing like a bit of research in the background because after watching the trailer, because I know what none of these guys looked like IRL. Very similar. You know what's fucking wild is that George Jones looks like what's Patrick Wilson's character in The Conjuring?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what he fucking looked like.
Ed Warren.
Yeah. Fucking kind of looked like that, but leaner. But this looks alright though, man. I've never been a big country fan. But this looked fucking mad. It's just gonna be a 6-episode fucking series, and it should be good. But it looks pretty good from what I've seen as well.
Whenever I think of country music, I always see Don Cheadle selling the stereo in what's his face in Boogie Nights. Like just the look on that guy's face when he's like, get down to it. Helps me.
Oh man.
Damn.
That was a wild movie. Killed that shit too.
Fucking oath.
It's like, I'm into the disco era now. Should hear the sound system in my car.
It's crazy. His character just kept changing in that movie.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And that's why what's his face calls him the legend. The Mark Wahlberg. How dare you? How dare you do that to Don the Legend?
I'm excited for this show. The performances look fucking powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look like Jessica Chastain or fucking Michael Shannon are phoning it in.
No.
I think Michael Shannon knows how to phone it in.
No.
Motherfucker just it's like he's on set just focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on a mission.
Tell me what to do.
Like, whenever he's Michael Shannon is near one of those switched on fucking actors, and it threw me off when it just came up. Academy Award nominee Michael Shannon. I was like, fuck, that's a backhanded compliment.
Badly. Like, I was surprised that Chastain had the Oscar before him.
Yeah.
That's a right that needs to be. That's a wrong that needs to be righted in
Fucking
in
oath.
Oscar history.
And I don't want a lifetime achievement award. I want a fucking an AA or a fucking Oscar for Michael Shannon.
What did he win for?
He didn't.
He hasn't won.
What was he nominated for?
He
I don't know.
nominated for quite a bit.
Water?
I think he was nominated for
Shape of Water?
Shape of Water, Take Shelter, maybe.
Take Shelter.
So,
yeah. He was
he's
the
had-
main one. Take Shelter.
Definitely wasn't Bad Boys 2.
No.
Um,
Yeah, it's rights.
so
Equal rights and lefts.
So at the Academy Awards, it was 2008 and 2016 for Best Supporting Actor for fucking Revolutionary Road and Nocturnal Animals.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I was
right,
way off.
Yeah.
But
I haven't watched any of those movies, but
yeah, the only time he's won was fucking Boardwalk Empire. But he kills it in Boardwalk though. He
still have
fucking
to watch
smokes it.
Boardwalk.
Yeah.
Smoke that boat.
All right, so Gary Doberman has come through. Started talking about his gestating lot project that's completed allegedly, and it's just waiting for release for the last 2 years. This movie is dead, my friend. They should have
Jesus.
released you on fucking HBO Max in fucking Halloween. That's what should have happened.
Yep.
You guys is idiots. Anyway, they were talking about, well, he was talking about how faithful he's being to the books. And I got really excited because, like, this is going to be like a 2-hour movie instead of like, a 6-hour miniseries is what it should have been.
Mhm.
And then I got disappointed because he said, for the most part, we are really true to the book. And I'm keeping a lot of the original dialogue in there. And that's it. They're keeping all the King dialogue in there, but cutting out all of the King stories. I don't know what he's talking about when he says that he's a real Stephen King hound dog. Pause. That was pause worthy. But yeah,
There was
I
another
was really, really
pause-worthy line in
disappointed.
there. He was like, "I would never do King dirty."
You're doing it dirty now, my friend. 2 hours is not enough for this move. For this, they knew back in '79 that 2 hours was not enough for this. In '79, they made a 2-part miniseries, and at the same time, they shot a 2-part movie with all the gore. That's
That is-
how good this was.
That's fucking wild. Is that the Toby Hooper one?
Yeah. Toby Hooper was not messing around.
I gotta watch that. Actually, I've never watched Salem's Lot at all.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I'm not a big fan of Doberman at all.
No.
I don't. I think he skirted off the work of Cary Fukunaga for It Chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
He completely derailed what could have been a great ending for It Chapter 2.
Yes, he did.
Completely fucked up and changed it into a Goosebumps episode, The Conjuring 3.
But that was him too.
Yeah, and
What the
also
fuck?
Annabelle Comes Home was also a Gary Doberman fuckero.
I think he's he's the go-to over there for horror when he shouldn't be.
No, he should
No.
not be. I don't know why
think
James
that
Wan
should-
keeps him around. I don't know
I
if
think-
he's just like a yes man or like James Wan's so busy he's just like fucking do it, bro. All right,
Yeah.
leave me the fuck alone with Aquaman.
Where the fuck is Gary? In that Aussie accent as well.
Badly.
Fucking get Gary. All right.
I don't know what the fuck he's doing half the time. The cunt's just wild. He's
It would
mad.
be. It would be. I don't like him either, B.
Keep
This
him
guy
the
seems
fuck
like a little bit of a hack.
badly. Keep him the fuck away from any of those Insidious movies.
Why is he doing this? This is a King property. This should have gone to my man, what's his face, over there at Netflix. What's his name?
Flano
Yep. Flanagan.
should have been part of the Flaniverse.
Yeah. That's where this should have gone.
Agreed.
I just see Flanagan sitting there with his gold rings. Ha ha ha! Come to the Flaniverse, baby.
King what?
The fucking championship rings.
You know, I realized that the only person that what's his face has more rings paws than Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Mm.
Does he?
Scottie won one with Detroit.
Mate.
Oh shit!
They beat the Bulls that year as well.
Was that when Mike was on the team?
Yeah, they beat them twice.
Damn.
Yeah, Scottie might be one of the greatest players ever.
I think Scottie was one of the
Not
most
Scottie
understated.
Pippen. Sorry. What's his name? Dennis Rodman.
Ah, hey.
But I think Scottie's got.
Dennis.
Jesus. I think Scottie's got more rings than Michael as well, because Scottie won one at the Lakers as well. He was not playing.
Scottie's got 6. Rodman's got 5. And Jordan's got 6.
Yeah. But I think Scottie won one with the Lakers as well, though. I can't be sure. Anyway.
I don't know enough about basketball history, so whenever O's like bring up the who's the greatest, it's like I'll let y'all have the conversation. Just back out.
It's MJ. It's easily
Yeah.
MJ.
I think
MJ proved it.
MJ's mind games that he played with himself, just yeah.
MJ has the highest finals win average. You know what I mean? So every time they've been to the finals, they've actually won. Whereas LeBron doesn't have that. LeBron can get his team to the finals, but then it all falls apart.
Mm.
You just can't execute. Anyway.
All right.
Salem's Lot, not too excited. Should have been 2 films. Maybe a mini series, to be honest. Little 6-7 episodes. To really flesh out this character, because you can't just do this in one movie. It's a big story, this one.
We'll see how it plays out. I am willing to be surprised, because with horror, sometimes you get one that works from a shit director.
I honestly feel like Midnight Mass was too similar to Salem's Lot, and they're trying to distance themselves with the time now before this comes out, because they were like, Flanagan fucked us again. Like,
this guy keeps doing our story better than us.
yeah, exactly. Get your shit together, George.
All right. So the John Wick spinoff, The Continental, which moved from Stars to Peacock, will internationally, so only internationally, play on Amazon Prime.
Fuck yeah.
Which means we don't have to fuck around with binge or anything like that, because Peacock doesn't have a big presence here in Australia.
I think it's got 0 presence here in Australia.
I don't know. I can open up the Peacock app and watch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for its free viewers, you can view. Whereas, if you're using Peacock, they have free shit for you. But then it's Peacock, like the premium shit, where you can't get it internationally.
So we couldn't get Halloween Ends and all that.
Just left all that money on the table.
Badly.
Yeah.
Kind of good.
I would just leave that VPN door open. You know what I mean? Just like come through and pay. You know what I mean?
Right?
Get them.
Oh, you want it? You would take your money.
That's right. Yeah, opening it up to fucking. Anyways, Jesus.
One day they'll unify their payments, and it'll just be one for fucking everyone.
One
We'll have
day
to go 100% crypto.
Yeah.
Then that works.
Blockchain viewing.
One day they'll actually let us into the room where they make these decisions, and then be like, "How would you guys do it from a user experience?" And be like, "Look, motherfucker, you know how long I've been watching your shit."
You got to go in with aggression first. Aggression always first.
Pay the spend.
You always need to start with love, and then you got to like tear them down.
These others have their balls washed enough. You know what I mean? Anyways, so Continental streaming internationally on Amazon Prime, still going to have a home on Peacock. It is dropping next year. One thing that kind of stuck out to me that I didn't really kind of see the first time we reported on the news, Albert Hughes is directing that first and third episode, which makes me think that it's bookended. There's a story that an individual story that they'll tell in the middle, because it is like a mini series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking there's bookends there. Wonder what skeletons old Winston's got in the closet there.
Well, I always think, like, is it only because he's the owner of the Continental that he gets the messages, or is it because he was actually an assassin, and he that's why he gets the message? He shouldn't be getting the messages for the contracts. You know
Unless
what I mean?
he's
Like, that
got to
doesn't
be
make sense.
across it. So if that assassin comes in,
He's got to make sure that they're safe.
yeah. But this,
Jonathan.
this has a lot of scheming underneath, because it's how he took power of the Continental.
So someone was owning it before.
Yeah.
And he fucked him over like he fucked over Wick.
And the adjudicator. We forget that he fucked over the adjudicator.
I can't wait for John Wick 4. Shit's just gonna hit. Shit's just gonna hit.
Fucking
You know
earth.
it's gonna hit, B. But yeah, this is awesome. This is still the 3-part miniseries deal.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's gonna be like 4.5 hours, yeah, of that whole continental world. And then hopefully we get some more. Either that or the ballerina is gonna be like this.
Well, they said that starts shooting this week coming up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're getting to work on it.
Stahelski in there or
Not directing.
producer?
Last I heard, it was Len Wiseman.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's gonna pan out. Yeah.
Obviously, Len Wiseman, what's her face is gonna be a big old bad bitch in there.
I don't know. They split up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he still casts her.
Yeah.
Even after the split.
You know that I was whipped.
He's simping.
She's just gotta give him a whiff of that pussy. He's got a queef in his face, and he's like,
Jesus fucking A.
"You'll be the big bad in this interior night, Kate Beckinsale."
But what do you call it? Thingy, he's already got Anna de Armas in there, man. Do you need anything else?
It'd be cool if Beckinsale was what's his face's character though, Angelica Houston's character, and it was set back then already.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I would like to see like a 60s, 70s Wick or something. Be nice.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna get with the Continental, which might have some continuity in there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Like, if there was a previous owner to the Continental, how long has this been going on for? Has it been like generations of assassins? Like, I don't want them to pull a fucking Assassin's Creed or anything, but like,
they did that in John Wick 3 already. They explained the history of it. Yeah. So we in there we get to see that first coin was minted in what's his face in Casablanca where they are, and that's where that first assassins sort of basically a Continental was set up.
Yeah.
How mad would it have been to see like the Continental through the ages? Like, here's what happened during World War II, the Cold War, like, because it's been thousands of years almost.
Sounds like a little movie called The King's Man that came out and didn't fare too well.
Hey,
we don't talk about that one.
Still got a dirty taste in my mouth from The King's Man, there, yo.
Like, it could have been executed so much better. I can't believe Matt Vaughn directed that movie.
Yeah.
That movie was fucking boring from the beginning.
Yeah,
it pissed me off.
I liked it for the first half, and then it just took a turn, and I was like,
Well,
all right, mate.
fucking.
Cheerio.
You're
Well,
right.
maybe Matt Vaughn is just fucking over. Maybe Matt Vaughn's be phoning it in. Maybe Kingsman 3 is going to be a turd as well.
Nah, I doubt it. He needs to redeem himself now.
If he fucks up Kingsman 3, I lose all confidence in Vaughn.
I'm hoping that he does fuck it up, and then he's like, "Fuck it, I need to make a switch," and he goes and directs Superman.
Mate,
Oh,
that'd
shit.
be something else. Because
That's what I want.
those fights would be unbelievable.
Yeah,
Fuck, that would be crazy.
that's
Yeah.
what I want. He was up for it.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was either him or JJ, and he was the front runner,
Mm.
and then they both didn't get it because Zack Snyder hit with fucking 300, and they were like, "No, we know what we want you for."
We need you for this.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're going to drop this on Amazon Prime because
Mhm.
the way that it's supposed to come out is a night, like one episode a night for 3 nights.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like Amazon's just going to wait until night 3 and then drop them all or what. But
I hope not.
stay tuned. I'd like to see
Yeah.
the sort of serial like catch up with us tomorrow for this
Yeah,
exciting conclusion of The Continental.
Yeah. Did it. That was like that, remember? With the It documentary in
Yeah.
South Africa.
Yeah.
And it just ended with the what's his face? Like, yeah. But then it was like the trailer or whatnot, and it was like come back tomorrow for the what's his face. And then they replayed the scene of like him coming through the drain
Yeah.
Yeah.
with Eddie. That was scary as hell.
It
I was on
was.
showered
Yeah.
right since. I always have a towel or something over there.
Yeah, my bath mats is over there.
Yeah.
Fucking around with that.
Yeah, I get that.
Alrighty. Moving into our final piece of news. So, we haven't fucking seen Jennifer Lawrence in a while. It seems like she took a bit of a break from the old movie scene there, and now she's coming.
Baby.
That's right. That's right.
And got married.
It's terrible excuses to be away.
Hey, like Jennifer Lawrence's husband is not like, he doesn't look Jennifer Lawrence caliber.
Maybe
Yeah.
know what I mean? Maybe he's a funny guy.
I hope so.
Like you didn't treat her like, like a princess. Like, oh, let me just do all this for you.
You know he does that.
Now,
since the start.
You know what? A baby will break any relationship. It just cuts through all that bullshit. As soon as you have that kid, it's like, it's your fucking turn.
Jesus. I just took a look. This guy looks like if Jason Sudeikis and Jonah Hill had a kid.
Yeah.
So like the O from the Bear?
Yeah, actually.
A little bit.
The O in the Bear actually is better looking than this O.
Yeah.
That was a good looking guy.
The O from the Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
That's Wolverine. You know it's going to be Wolverine.
True.
Kind of has that Wolvie about him.
Did you guys watch that debate he had with that other guy about who was the better director out of Stanley Kubrick and Robert Altman?
Jay-Z, Biggie, and Nas.
No.
It was on GQ. They did like a full fucking debate about who was better out of Stanley Kubrick and Robert Altman for like best director of all time. It's a cool video.
It's Kubrick.
Fucking
Hands down, it's Kubrick.
What's his name?
Talk about that man today.
Yeah. 100%. What do you call it? The guy from The Bear was the one arguing Kubrick, and I can't remember the other dude, but he was the one arguing Altman.
I don't think I've watched enough Robert Altman to actually. Like,
didn't he do that 12 Angry Men or whatever it is?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just watched the movie. The movie's fire.
Didn't he do that Glengarry Glen Ross movie?
No.
I do other movies more like Glenn and Gary. Fuck Ross. Just let me be announcing to the world, I love Bobby Ross. The voice that he does is unbelievable.
Justin Long's the best, though.
Fucking
He's the greatest.
That's why Justin Long needs to be He's almost at that age to be John McClane.
He should have been Mr. Fantastic.
Ah.
I don't think he's
old
tall
enough
enough.
now.
Doesn't
He's
have
not
that
tall
big,
enough now.
long Robert Patrick head.
Well, it's funny because he shouldn't be tall, right? Mr. Fantastic should be shorter because he stretches. It just makes more sense.
But Reed is tall.
I know Reed is tall.
I think
all
that...
heroes are tall in the comics. God damn
it! All of his appendages stretch.
You're looking at that couple in there? No, I'm actually looking at that nice little two-piece in the window. Oh man, there's so many throwaway lines in that movie, man. This is the best movie.
That's Brody's namesake.
Yeah.
Just not spelt the same.
Shit. But yeah, J-Law was, out doing press for Causeway. I fucking love how just derailed this conversation.
Always the other movie that's out.
Yeah. So she's out doing stuff for Causeway, and she was talking about prior to her taking the break for a kid and getting married and all that stuff, and just saying some of the choices she made during her career at that point were a little poor, but she focused a lot on Passengers. And when she took the role for Passengers, Adele said to her was like, "Hey, look, maybe don't take this because it seems like space movies are turning into the new vampire movies." At first, I had the very Jeff Goldblum of "How dare you speak to me?"
It is. That would have been my response straight away. Because you're so versed in fucking acting, Adele. Please tell me more.
Because you know the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
The hand about which movies are in.
Because we just had a movie come out set in space called Interstellar where someone won a fucking Oscar. Fucking cow.
And then we had Twilight.
Ooh.
One of the biggest franchises in history. Put Lionsgate on the fucking map.
Also sold a whole lot of books, mind you.
Yeah.
But anyways, Adele. Go off, Queen.
Pop off, sis. And Jennifer Lawrence, was like, I should have listened to her. Reading through this, it just sounds like she's trying to make an excuse for the movie. I didn't mind Passengers when I was watching it, but at the same time, not everyone's going to have the perfect fucking movie career, you know what I mean? You're going to have your ups and downs, the way I see it, and you're going to have some poor choices moving forward as well. But I don't think it's just you. Maybe your manager was like, "Jennifer, you really got to get on this movie." Oh, it's excellent.
I get it, man. Just live with the choices.
Yeah.
Just live with it. You got paid for it. Live with it. Yeah. Fuck it. I made the wrong choice. For every Godfather 2, there's a 15 minutes or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not always supposed to be all gold.
Yeah.
Unless you're Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
That's the only exception to this rule. And there's only one Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's right. But you only come out every 5 years. At least every 5 years.
Yeah, at least.
Sometimes 10, 15.
It was 10, 15 when he came back from what's-his-face? For Gangs in New York.
Yeah.
It was his coming out party and what's-his-faces? DiCaprio. Because DiCaprio didn't make a movie since Titanic. And that was 97. That was 97, man.
Unreal. Paul Dano was talking about fucking Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. And he was like, fucking, if you don't know Daniel Day-Lewis, you would think he fucking hated you. But Daniel Day-Lewis, it was just specifically on that set. It's how he was for the film. He stayed in character outside of the camera as well. Yeah. And Dano was like, it was perfect for me because of my character and how we're meant to have that kind of discord. It was fucking perfect. But Daniel Day-Lewis, being that, best actor ever. The way he performed was perfect.
Yeah.
He's
unreal. Best. Yeah.
He's wild in that movie. You see the performance on screen. It's worth it. Yeah. What he kind of put in there. and their relationship is crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah.
Yeah, just live with those choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about it, like, you could have seen the allure of Passengers as well, because it's a fucking mad idea. What if you were on a 120-year fucking course to another destination and you get woken up early? You would have to make that choice. Do I wake someone else up so I don't die of fucking loneliness? Or do I, like, just abstain and just die by myself?
Or you'd be like me, who, like, trains people for a living, and I would train them what to do in that fucking situation.
Yeah.
Because as if that's going to be the first time that's ever happened. Come on.
Mm.
Reinsert yourself, go to fuck to sleep. Don't date rape people.
Do they date rape in that?
Well, that's the whole thing. He researched Jennifer Lawrence before waking her up because she was the perfect match for him romantically as well.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
a wild story. When you think about it, it's a wild story.
Yeah.
Groomed.
This movie got slammed because of some of its gaslighting themes as well, which is wild.
Maybe I gotta sit down and watch the old Passengers.
Yeah.
You know why I want to get Passengers? Supposedly really great Dolby Vision and really great audio. Like, it's a real supposedly tester disc. So I want to.
I just want the demo material.
Yeah.
You selfish bastard.
Sometimes you just gotta buy the movie for audio, my friend.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Godzilla vs Kong.
That is correct. That is correct.
But yeah, live with the fucking choices. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many actors out there who just made movies. You know what I mean? It's a payday. Not everyone's in the limelight of their fucking like career.
Fucking exactly. Sometimes you got to make a movie to make money, and then you can do what you want to do after.
That's right.
It's not even about that. It's about not trying to stay. At that time, she was trying to stay in that spotlight. So she needed a movie out every year to 2 years. Like, she wasn't good enough to get cold. Like, the test for me is, okay, I made this massive hit. I'm gonna get cold now. And then when I want to come back, I'm gonna come back. And then make another, like, massive hit.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Very
two
true.
schools. That there is the Daniel Day, and then there's the Will Smith. And the Will Smith showed us that every year at a certain time you can make a hit movie with the same sort of, like, process, and have it be a hit every single year.
Yeah. Denzel does that as well.
Denzel does that. I mean, Denzel had nearly 2 movies come out last year. This man is 60 something years old.
Yeah.
And he'll have another 2 come out this year, or 2023. Like,
Yeah. Oh, when you said that, I was thinking Christian Bale, but Christian Bale hasn't missed a year for a fucking release. Only time is between fucking Ford vs Ferrari and Thor. That was 3 years. That was it.
And that was pandemic.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And he was still filming during that time
Yeah.
because he was here in Sydney.
With that ugly tan.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
Maybe British people just aren't supposed to have tans, you know?
No, because what's his face got smashed with his tan as well. Bane.
Ah, Tom Hardy, yeah.
Hardy, yeah. That was disgusting.
Yeah, man. Should look like a white spider on his face.
Yeah, he had the monkey on his face.
All right. That is a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll quickly go through Atlanta and let the right one in. Atlanta was the episode where it
Woman
was just
King as well, remember?
Yeah, I'll get into Woman King. Yeah, before we get into the finale. Atlanta was about Paperboy on his safe farm. So remember when the Cranked Out Killer came out? It was advised by
By Soldier Boy.
A Soldier Boy to buy a safe farm. He got it. and he realized how hard it is to keep a farm going.
Yeah.
Like
Not
he's
easy.
working for everything. He's growing his own stash of weed there.
Mm.
Hogs get into it. And he's it was weird because it was almost like if you live off the land, you will still rely on those what's his face? Like the convenience of modern day technology
You
to
have
save
to.
you and keep you going.
Yeah, you have to. It goes hand in hand now.
Hmm.
Like you can't sort of unplug. It's impossible what they're talking about doing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, he finds that out the hard way
Mm.
when his tractor fucks up, falls on him, he gets his
Mm.
foot cut, has to like go all the way home, like limp all the way home, and then gets attacked by a hog. But what saves him? That fucking pan from Amazon that he bought. Oh, it's wild. But yeah, a really good episode that was just Brian Tyree Henry centric, and he killed it. It's so cool spending time with Paperboy. What I was kind of like worried about was this is the penultimate episode,
Mm.
episode 9. So next week is the last one.
Ever.
Yeah. Which makes me think that it's either it might be a Daria centric episode.
Mm.
So that just links in with everyone. We'll see. We'll see. Let the right one in. I was a bit disappointed this week. It was a bit coincidental and a bit just like everything just worked out too well, and you didn't really do the work to kind of get there. So at the end of last episode, Mark and Zeke were like held at gunpoint by that soldier. Um, and then Zeke saves him, kills the guy. They drain the blood. They get it to Ellie. She drinks it, even though she's not due for it anytime soon. But she drinks it. Anyways, they then go and stake out this place, and then they get Ellie to kind of go in, and then they find out that it's empty. And it was like, but there was fucking guys posted up. There was things in there because they're trying to find a cure. So they're trying to get close to the woman in charge.
Mm.
That's also the woman that's looking after Peter.
Yeah.
But then it flashes to 2 months earlier, and it shows them like coming through, and then they find that the guy that they killed in that office is actually he's dead. So then they remove themselves from that site.
Mm.
So now it's like the trail's gone cold. Yeah, they're also getting closer to who killed Isaiah's dad,
Mm.
which was Mark to feed Ellie. But yeah, Isaiah's mom's kind of like on the trail with that and investigating it. So we'll see if it ends up with Mark. That'll be interesting if they're on the run at the end of this season again. Because they've been on the run kind of for like 10 years now. But yeah, it was a bit of a letdown. Every episode's kind of been strong. We've seen the filler episode quite a bit lately this year. It's a big thing. It kind of just dips in quality, and then you hope for the rise. It's usually the penultimate episode.
God, we had a filler last episode this year a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Like they ran out of story.
Big time. I'm really hoping this like just course corrects, and this was just like, yeah, we just gave our writers like half a week off or something like that. And then like next week it just comes back with a vengeance. I watched The Woman King as well. I had to what I had to do to actually watch and enjoy the movie, or enjoy it as much as I could, was just think of it as a fictional movie. Like it didn't do anything that was historically accurate. There were things that I'm sure were historically accurate, but the story of it probably wasn't. Um, the performances were pretty great. Accents kind of dipped a little bit.
Oh,
from Viola Davis.
Oh,
But she was good. Like the physicality that she kind of brought to the role and the presence was mad. Lashana Lynch kills this shit.
mm,
I really, really liked her character. Um, the direction was solid for a movie that had quite a few action sequences. It was actually pretty good. You didn't get lost in the sauce. I mean, it is from Gina Prince Blythewood, who directed The Old Guard. So
mm.
you'd kind of expect that she has like the pedigree and the experience. So I was digging it, man. I was digging it, and from a technical point of view and a performance point of view, a story point of view, like it felt empty. I don't get what all the 5-star reviews are all about. It didn't feel right. They throw in a love story. They kind of just throw everything in there to make it one of those historically like epic movies, and it just didn't feel like that, or it didn't end up and be executed like that.
Mm.
What was cool is that there was a big cast of black people in the movie, and most of the faces that you see on screen is black. There's maybe 3 white people in the movie. So, yeah, I mean, they also explain the whole woman king thing, um, which is supposed to be uh, like a man and woman ruler that was like the old traditional ways that weren't married or anything like that, but they ruled together to get perspectives of both as equals, and then that was kind of what it was. I don't think it should have been titled the Woman King. I don't know if that's what it translates to exactly um in like the African language. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it would have hit different if they just said the African word, which was poche,
Mm.
kapoche, with the what's his face, and then explained what it actually was, as opposed to the Woman King, which everyone was like, "What the fuck does that even mean? How are you supposed to?" You know what I mean? Because that was the question that everyone had. Um, there was one other thing that I had, and I was like, "This is kind of weird." You know, Maria Bello, the actor, actually wrote this.
Yeah, the white person.
It's kind of wild. Kind of wild. But yeah, hopefully the sequel, which may come out, um, tries to do something a bit differently.
Mm.
But I don't think this is like the strongest movie. It just kind of was. I don't think in a year anyone will be talking about it,
No.
except for performance wise. But I just seen so much like just praise for it. Even when I logged it onto Letterbox, every review skewed like in the overly positive. So take from that what you will. Is it political leanings that people
Yes.
are like?
Yes, that's what it was. That's all it was. Is people scared to give it a review that they actually, scared to tell people what they actually thought of the fucking film.
The film was all right. It was not great. It was not 5 stars. I might get killed for this, but Braveheart was still a better movie.
Fucking oath. At least Braveheart had the balls to not disguise itself as a bloody, you know, a real movie. At no point in that movie does it say based on a true story. You've noticed that?
I mean,
Those are real characters. William Wallace was a real character, but at no point during Mel Gibson's movie did he say based on a true story.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it again.
Like he knew what he was doing and he was making a fictional movie.
Because like those timelines are all over the place. Like they're not even supposed to be wearing kilts. They're 100
No,
years too early for
exactly.
kilts.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it wasn't based on a true story.
Yeah, I mean they do say historical war drama, but
Yeah,
not based on true events.
yeah,
Is the story of Braveheart based on a true story? It says it's based on historical facts. That's how they
yeah.
get around it.
Based on historical facts. Yeah, but that's someone else saying it. I'm saying the actual filmmakers didn't actually say that because they took liberties with the content.
Yeah,
So it was more a fictionalized story than a this actually really happened.
but a lot of it did happen in Braveheart, and I'm pretty sure in The Woman King, a lot of it did happen, but it's when it happened. Like Braveheart just like fucking rode roughshod with those timelines.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? And just like merge them up. But when you look at what actually happened during that, like the events of like Scottish independence, it did not line up like that.
Not at all.
Um,
Not at all. Which is why it's not a true story. You get what I'm trying to say.
oh
Like
yeah,
they
hundred
tried to
percent.
paint out that the Woman King was fucking gospel and this shit really fucking happened and exactly the way that it happened there. What they don't tell you is the fucking why it happened. And the why is they were still fighting to keep selling fucking slaves. And that's why they were fighting that fucking war.
I was just about to say, like, looking on like Metacritic and shit like that, majority of the user reviews for this fucking movie, 270, is negative. And a lot.
Woman King.
So, yeah, yeah. And they were shitting on this movie because it's historically inaccurate.
That tribe was fighting to keep selling slaves to the US and the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
And the French were there to come through and say, hey, we're not doing this anymore. And we'll fight you because you're selling slaves. And that's why the French were there.
Yeah, the movie says it doesn't say based on a true story. It says
Hmm.
based on true events, which is very similar to what Braveheart did
Yeah.
with the historical events. But what I'm saying, like watching the movie, I had to watch it like I watched Braveheart, almost like because when I watched Braveheart, I had no idea what happened. I had to look that up afterwards.
Yeah.
Whereas this,
The
I walked
realist.
into it with
Hmm,
like knowing the history or the
mhm,
part of the history that was the most controversial,
mhm.
and I
That they
wasn't.
omitted.
Well, yeah, because they don't show it in the
No,
movie.
no,
There is a change of heart. Like this is what the old uh, what's his face, the old empire did. Let's not do that. Okay, I agree. We won't do that. But it wasn't like that. But
mm,
going into the movie, I had to sort of keep that part separate from enjoying it because like I really wanted to have a good experience with it as opposed to now all that is bullshit and fact check it the whole way
mm,
because I want to turn my brain off. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a
Hmm.
movie.
Yeah.
mm. Still.
That's all I have to say.
He's got, he's got, he's got what's in his hand. So
All
we
right.
finally got to watch Smiler.
Mm,
I
we really
really
did.
enjoyed. I really enjoyed Smile. I really did.
I
It was
yeah I
scary.
mm,
It was fucking eerie.
yeah
It had a good story around it.
yeah
There's a good MacGuffin to it.
yeah. Had all the elements. Sosie Bacon was fucking. She's quite a good scream queen.
She is. She could scream.
Yeah, and she was
What's
a
his
queen.
face? Ogun was a dick in there.
Yeah, Jesse T. Alsher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy's a dick. What's his face? But he's a dick in. I should have expected it. He's a dick in what's his face
the boys.
in the boys.
Yeah.
What's his face? Uh, the therapist. I wish I could just punch in the face.
Ah, yeah. Yep.
Are therapists allowed to do that? By the way, just show up at your house,
Yeah, it kind of looked like she was just stalking her,
overstepping the boundaries there.
but like being the therapist, just checking on her. because they have a relationship. That was the perfect like way to kind of get into a house as the
Yeah.
entity. It was kind of freaky.
It was.
Um, I enjoyed kind of everything about this movie, even though it just took the ring and
Yeah.
and ran with it. You know what I mean?
It just didn't have the 7 days call. Like that's all.
Yeah, but the 7 days, the call was seeing the suicide, and it was like no one ever lives past 7 days.
Yeah.
But I did like how they went to that one prisoner and they were like, why did he buck the trend? And
Yeah.
like going down that wormhole and
Mm.
and kind of exploring that, because that was pretty cool. Like, because they were like, it happened in Brazil, it happened in all these other places in the world. What is it?
Mm.
And
I
by the
love
end of
that.
it, you
I
go,
love the fact that he was like, I had to kill to appease this, basically appease the demon,
yeah,
so that it would leave me alone.
yeah,
And then this guy is now spending his life in jail,
yeah,
but he's happy.
yeah. That was
It was so
wild.
weird.
Because I would have just killed myself.
Yeah,
Like, be done
better
with it.
off. You should have driven out. She like just driven out somewhere and then just like Hulk.
Yeah, just driven off a cliff or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, it's almost like what they did was set up a franchise with this first movie,
Yeah.
which was fine. If this is a one and done, they're not going to go back to it. It ends really, really well. You just know
Mhm.
that it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
Um, but it was almost like this kind of um, commentary on trauma and people existing with it, and
Mm.
how that deep-seated trauma kind of bubbles up in unexpected ways when
Mm.
it's triggered.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, it played really, really well. Uh, like there was the trope of the woman with the jaded past, but I think that just it worked so well for the story. It was like it was extremely like rooted in the horror genre. Like
Yeah.
there was no way that it could kind of like escape that, but it executed it so well.
Mm.
Like all these fucking movies are gonna be the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's the execution of it, like the score, the sound effects, the
Mm.
technical side of it, the shots. Like it just worked.
That score was scary as hell.
That was like
That
electroshock therapy, wasn't it?
there was some pieces of that score where it's just scream.
Yeah.
They've used someone screaming in within the score. It was weird.
There was also like the electroshock, like,
Yeah.
and then there was like just tapping.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I
I
was,
liked it. I think.
I was
Oh,
telling. Yeah. Like I was telling you with one of the scares, like they scare you with the phone because the phone starts ringing out of nowhere, right?
yeah,
It comes to a piece where that demon or whatever, they never explain what it is,
no,
um, tells her to turn around, and she doesn't turn around, and then they continue to scare you with that same ringing phone again. It was beautiful. I love when they do that sort of stuff. Like that execution was next level. Like, can we make them? Can we give them a scare with the phone? Can we do it twice?
yeah.
Like that. That was awesome.
It's fucked up when they say, "Then what's behind you?" and
Yeah.
then they hold on the back of the person's neck,
Mm,
because you wouldn't turn around straight away. No one's
no.
that keen to fucking die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they hold it. And the person's like,
Because that's what a real person would do.
hmm,
You'd be too scared to turn around.
yeah. You kind of look with your eyes first.
Hmm.
Um, the actual demon that you see
Mm,
was fucked up. Like it had that stretched out big man kind of
yeah. Hey, you big man, big man.
Stop
like
calling me Big Man.
with no eyebrows. Kind of looked like William
It looked,
Sadler from Billy
yeah.
and Ted's with long hair.
It looked like like that thing in Barbarian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Shit.
then it opens its fucking like it peels the skin off its face,
To show you its smile.
and it's got like multiple smiles.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like one big maw
Yeah.
with like multiple maws in there, kind of going back, and it's just all like muscle and just disgusting.
Mm,
Hmm.
There is a scene in there where she goes to like offload this curse, right? And she goes in to check on this patient because she's a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And she walks in, and then she just like takes this knife after getting checked by Carl Penn, who showed up. What a bado. But she ends up with the knife, turns around, stabs his own, just keeps stabbing him. And it's a long like sequence of her stabbing, like almost like RoboCop.
Jesus.
Of like stabs. And then he, like the guy that she's stabbing, starts like smiling at her, and blood's coming out of his mouth. And then she turns around, and Cal Penn's like screaming, and then he just peels his.
Yeah.
And then she like wakes up in the car.
Jesus.
Man, there was some, yeah. But it's that sort of horror where it starts off really small, and you think it's gonna like pan out that certain way, and then it just like escalates it. To a point where you're like, it just rides that little violin in your ear, you know, the fear violin, where it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, so that it's like orchestral horror where it waits for the, like it really builds into the crescendo.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, when O said offload their demons, I went straight to fucking James Woods in Scary Movie 2.
Fuck. It's always James Woods.
Oh, fuck.
But
Yeah, man, I
overall,
really enjoyed it. It was a nice little horror movie to watch yesterday at like 10:30 at night. Like a little
Jesus.
scared.
I did not have the balls. I was watching that in the afternoon,
Very good.
you know,
In
at the
the
cinema.
daylight. Sick bastard.
So, like, out of all the horror fare we've received now for the year, is Smile your number one, or is Barbarian up there, or is it?
Smile for me was better than Barbarian.
Yeah, I agree. So I think Smile was the best movie that I watched, but the best experience watching a horror movie was probably Halloween Ends.
For me, it was actually watching Barbarian with the audience. Yeah, like I like that. You're hearing people, what are they gonna do? What like that, especially in a horror movie. Yeah. Even though we had Michael Myers walking around in our cinema.
Yeah.
Halloween Ends.
I was really hoping he was gonna stalk, eh?
Yeah, like scare people in this. A hand over your shoulder.
What if you felt like, you know, what if this man didn't even put a hand, he just put his leg over the chair?
That'll get bit.
You know what he should have done? He should have followed people to their chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would have like.
But do you know how in Halloween, like there's always like that POV shot and you hear the.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if he did that? Like, you know, if he just like sidle next to someone.
Yeah.
And you'd hear the breathing. That's some great Atmos effects.
I can smell his breath.
You wanted him in the cinema during watching the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. People would lose their
fucking
shit.
Wild.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if it was like an all pitch black scene? So the cinema is dark, right? And then when the light comes on, he's just standing in the front of the cinema.
Yeah. That's what I wanted. Some shit's 3D.
What if someone just got the fright, but they just went into fight mode? Like that guy who's just a seasoned fighter just starts throwing bombs at Michael Myers. The poor employee wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
Throwing haymakers. Fuck, did you see Sonny Bill Williams just get fucking knocked out by Mark Hunt today?
Yeah.
What did you expect, though? Mark Hunt is a seasoned fucking fighter.
Exactly. Like he's a real fighter.
Yeah.
Like Sonny Bill's had some bouts. But Mark Hunt's like battled for years.
Mark Hunt fought Brock Lesnar, my friend.
Yeah.
The 7-foot bloody who has to lose weight to fight at heavyweight, man. No. And he was on the juice. Come on. I don't know. He definitely was. He got kicked out for it. USADA was like, no, sirree, Bob.
Overall, that really caps off the Halloween season for us.
Yeah, that's it now.
Yeah.
I reckon we had quite a good Halloween this year.
Did, man.
Yeah.
Nice little returns with Halloween and Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Would have liked to have seen Evil Dead Rise drop during this time, which would have been nice.
Year.
Next year it drops in April.
Oh, in the summer?
Yeah.
Fucking what?
That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
If it doesn't make money, I hope that they'll do another run in October for Halloween.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That would be cool. We'll see. Yeah.
That's a wrap.
A wrap.
Mm-hmm.
All the news and thoughts this week. Catch us on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Check out our website, SmokeAndMirrorsPodcast.com. We'll be back on Thursday, dropping it live and direct, as always.
Hopefully, we would have seen Black Panther by then as well.
Hopefully, Wakanda Forever. Disney, come through. Come on.
Please.
More tickets, baby. That's all we're asking for. But yeah, love yourself. Love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash your